All right, so not only did we get our hopes up, you guys got your hopes up. A little bit of false reporting there. Major League Soccer had said on the weekend after TFC drew against the New York Red Bulls that they had been the first to clinch a playoff spot in Major League Soccer. Now that was quickly revoked. What a bizarre set of circumstances.
Yeah, strange one. I still think that last I read was 26 permutations need to happen for TFC not to get there. So I'm sure they're not too worried. The most important thing just before coming into the playoffs is you have a little bit of form. You need some momentum. Teams in the past that have come in on the back of a couple of good results with your players all fit, they seem to go deep in the playoffs.
You're right, they are not worried. However, the first team that did clinch a playoff spot for the 2016 postseason is FC Dallas. TFC currently sits 5 points behind them for that Supporters Shield race, and that, of course, is what the players have their eyes on.
You know, the mistakes happen. It's nothing that we can do about it. But in our mind, you know, we wanted to make the playoffs, but we have further goals, and that's what we're kind of continue to trend towards.
At first, we thought that we had clinched, but it didn't really change our mindset. And then we found out that we hadn't quite yet, and our mindset still didn't change. So for us, nothing changes going forward. You know, everyone makes mistakes, and that's just part of what happens. And we're just going to move forward and move past it and try and clinch the next opportunity we get.
The question that you've all wanted the answer to, is Sebastian Giovinco going to play this weekend against the Philadelphia Union? Well, after speaking with head coach Greg Vanney, he remains questionable, as does Tosaint Ricketts, both of them dealing with adductor and groin injuries. Terry, is something that you had experienced in the past. They could rush them, but they're not going to.
Yeah, it's a tricky area, and it's one that you sometimes feel like you can play at, but you're not doing yourself or the team justice. You're playing at 70-80%. The best thing to do is let it heal with the playoffs looming. Maybe take an extra game, get yourself back to 100%. Especially in the MLS with the league being so physical, you can't carry an injury. Also the travel and the different surfaces, they play a role as well.
Well, TFC's bouncing back from that performance. Mind you, it was a draw against the New York Red Bulls, but defensively they have done so well this entire season. They're third overall in Major League Soccer in terms of goals conceded, but where do they improve from that performance?
Yeah, when you think of TFC's identity this year, you think of Giovinco and his brilliance, Michael Bradley and him controlling the tempo of a game, Altidore leading the line out front. But then you also think about how solid they've been defensive all season, and it got away from them a little bit against the Red Bulls. I know when you go down a couple goals, your shape goes out the window a little bit and you start chasing the game. But there was too many individual battles that weren't won and too many mistakes. If you look at the Red Bulls' goals, they didn't really need to work for any of them. If you look at our goals, they were all very good goals. For me, they need to get back to that soft and hard pressure and working together as a unit. When somebody gets beat, that next player's there to step out and confront the player.
It's been rare this season that we've seen all three DPs playing together, but we go back to this weekend. Michael Bradley with a massive performance, scoring his first goal of the season. Josie Altidore continues his form. I mean, these are the guys that you want to rely on.
Yeah, it was a real captain's performance from Michael Bradley, especially going forward. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. He went and scored a big goal just before halftime, and in the second half, he started getting more adventurous with his passing, took extra touches on the ball, and he really willed the team forward. It was a great ball for Altidore's third goal as well. And then Altidore, he was immense. You know what? Am I surprised by his performances? Not at all. I knew once you gave a player of his caliber 5 or 6 games, kept him fit, teams have paid top dollar all around the world in top leagues. He's an international. Josie Altidore is out there. He's enjoying his soccer. He's holding the ball up. He's bringing players into play. He gives you another avenue as well. You can put balls into the box. He'll thrive on that surface. And most important, strikers are judged on goals. And it's a tough world sometimes, but you know what? He's filling the net at the moment.
Well, we're going to try this again this weekend. Round 2, if TFC wins, well, they're into the postseason. They'll be taking on the Philadelphia Union Saturday, 5:00 p.m. Once again, Gareth Wheeler and Terry Dunfield will have the call on TSN 1050. And they'll be back up here at training to give you a bit of a preview, so make sure you keep it locked at TorontoFC.ca.